12. Breath Meditations. Osho Vipassana Meditation. This method is based on the method of Gautama the Buddha. It is for practicing awareness, watchfulness, mindfulness, witnessing. The Osho form of Vipassana enables this to be a comfortable, juicy experience. Vipassana can be done in different ways. Following is a 1-hour Osho format divided into 2 stages. Instructions. The meditation lasts 1 hour and has 2 stages. You will be sitting for 45 minutes followed by 15 minutes of slow walking meditation. You may also choose to continue sitting for the whole hour. First stage, 45 minutes. Find a comfortable sitting posture. It is fine to change your position if you need to. While sitting, your eyes are closed. The essence of Vipassana is to watch and accept whatever is happening. While sitting, the primary object to be watching is the rise and falling of the belly, slightly above the navel, caused by natural breathing. It is not a concentration technique, so while watching the breath, many other things will take your attention away. Nothing is a disturbance in Vipassana. It includes everything such as thought, judgment, feelings, body sensations, and impressions from the outside world. Watch whatsoever comes up and gently return to the breath when you have the choice. Second stage, 15 minutes. Now the primary object to be watching is the sensation of the feet touching the ground while walking. Your attention may go on to other things. Notice what arises, and whenever you have the choice, gently bring your attention back to the feet touching the ground. Keep your eyes lowered, looking a few steps ahead. It is a slow, natural walk, about half your normal speed. If you are doing this in a group setting with a facilitator present, then while sitting you may be tapped on the head with the Vipassana stick. This is to help you to be alert and give you extra energy and encouragement for watching. Here, Vipassana is a juicy experience. I have a few criticisms against the Vipassana that is being practiced in Buddhist land. They have all made it very dry, desert-like. Nothing blossoms, no greenery. Everything is simply business-like. I want you to learn meditation as a play. Your meditation and your love should be synonymous. Life is accepted in its totality. In this total acceptance arises the awareness that will enable you to meditate. And this meditation will be far richer than any Vipassana of Gautama Buddha. This meditation may create songs in you, may give a new impetus toward creativity. Your silence should not be the silence of a graveyard. Your silence should be the silence of a garden. Once in a while a bird starts singing, but it does not disturb the silence. Once in a while the breeze comes with its song, but it does not disturb the silence. I don't teach you the desert. I teach you the garden of the heart. That is where With great respect, I differ from Gautama Buddha. I love the man, but that does not mean I have to agree with everything done by him. His meditation is heartless. And a meditation that is heartless is not of any worth. I want a meditation that can laugh, that can dance. Vipassana is the meditation that has made more people in the world enlightened than any other, because it is the very essence. All other meditations have the same essence, but in different forms. Something non-essential is also joined with them. But Vipassana is pure essence. You cannot drop anything out of it, and you cannot add anything to improve it. Vipassana is such a simple thing that even a small child can do it. In fact, the smallest child can do it better than you, because he is not yet filled with the garbage. Vipassana can be done in 3 ways. You can choose which one suits you the best. The first is awareness of your actions, your body, your mind, your heart. Walking, you should walk with awareness. Be alert of the movement of your body. While eating, be alert to the movement that are needed for eating. Taking a shower, be alert to the coolness that is coming to you. It should not go on happening in an unconscious state. And the same with your mind. Whatever thought passes on the screen of your mind, just be a watcher. Whatever emotion get involved, don't get identified. Don't evaluate what is good, what is bad. That is not part of your meditation. Your meditation has to be choiceless. The second form is breathing, becoming aware of breathing. As the breath goes in, your belly starts rising up, and as the breath goes out, your belly starts settling down again. So the second method is to be aware of the belly. It's rising and falling. Just the awareness of the belly rising and falling. The belly is very close to the life source because the child never is his life source. So when the belly rises up, it is really the life energy, the spring of life that is rising up and the falling down with each breath. That way is not difficult and perhaps may be easier because it is a single technique. In the first, you have to be aware of the body, you have to be aware of the mind. You have to be aware of your emotion moods. So it has 3 steps. The second approach has a single step, just the belly, up, down, and the result is the same. As you become more aware of the belly, the mind becomes silent, the heart becomes silent. And the third is to be aware of the breath at the entrance. When the breath goes in through your nostrils, feel it at that extreme. The other polarity from the belly. Feel it at the nose. The breath going in gives a certain coolness to your nostrils. Then the breath going out. Breathe going in, breathe going out. These are three forms. Anyone will do. And if you want to do two forms together, you can do two forms together. Then the effort will become more intense. If you want to do all three forms together, you can do all three forms together. Then the process will be quicker. But it all depends on you. Remember, easy is right. Watching the gap in the breath. Shiva says, Radiant One, this experience may dawn between two breaths. After breath comes in, down, and just before turning up, out. The beneficence. After breath comes in, that is down. And just before turning out, that is going up. The beneficence. Be aware between these 2 points and the happening. When your breath comes in, observe. When your breath comes in, observe. For a single moment, there is no breathing. Before it turns up, before it turns outward. One breath comes in, then there is a certain point when breathing stops. Then the breathing goes out. When the breath goes out, then again for a single moment or a part of a moment, breathing stops. Then breathing comes in. Before the turning in or turning out, there is a moment when you are not breathing. In that moment, the happening is possible. Because when you are not breathing, you are not in the world. Understand this. When you are not breathing, you are dead. You still are, but dead. But the moment is of such a short duration. Each outgoing breath is a death, and each new breath is a rebirth. Breath comes in is rebirth. Breath going out is dead. The outgoing breath is synonymous with death. The incoming breath is synonymous with life. So with each breath you are dying and being reborn. The gap between the two is the very short duration, but sincere observation and attention will make you fill the gap. If you can fill the gap, Shiva says, the beneficence, then nothing else is needed. You are blessed. You are not to train the breath. Leave it just as it is. Why such a simple technique? It looks so simple, such a simple technique to know the truth. To know the truth means to know that which is neither born nor dies. To know that eternal element which is always. You can know the breath going out, you can know the breath coming in, but you never know the gap between the two. Try it. Suddenly, if you can get the point, and you can get it, it is already there. Nothing is to be added to you. It is there. Everything is already there, only a certain awareness is needed. So how to do this? First, become aware of the breath coming in. Watch it. Just watch the breath coming in. When the breath touches your nostrils, feel it there. Then let the breath move in. Move with the breath fully consciously. You are going down, down with the breath. Don't miss the breath. Don't go ahead and don't follow behind. Just go with it. Remember, don't go ahead. Don't follow it like a shadow. Breath and consciousness should come together. The breath goes in, you go in. Only then will it be possible to get the point, which is between two breaths. Watching the gap while in the marketplace. We have discussed one technique that is similar. Now there is only this one difference, that it has to be practiced while in worldly activity. Don't practice it in isolation, just practice it while you are doing something else. You are eating, you are walking, you are going to sleep. Why in activities? Because activity distracts the mind. Activity calls for your attention again and again. Don't be distracted. Be fixed at the gap. And don't stop activity. Let the activity continue. You will have two layers of existence, doing and being. Breathing from the soles of your feet. The lower part of the body is one of the problems for many people. The lower part has gone dead because sex has been repressed through the centuries. People have become afraid to move below the sex center. They just remain uptight. They remain above the sex center. In fact, many people live in their heads. Or if they are a little more courageous, they live in the torso. At the most, people go down to the navel, but not beyond that. So half of our body is almost paralyzed, and because of it, half of life is also paralyzed. Then many things become impossible because the lower part of the body is like the roots. These are the roots. The legs are the roots, and they connect you with earth. So people are hanging like ghosts, unconnected with earth. One has to move back to the feet. Lao Tzu used to say to his disciples, unless you start breathing from the sole of your feet, you are not my disciple. Your boundary of being is the boundary of your breath. When the boundary increases and touches your feet, your breath almost reaches to the feet. Not in a physiological sense, but in a very psychological sense. Then you have claimed your whole body. For the first time, you are whole, together. 21-day experiment in seclusion and silence. Before deciding to do an extensive process like this one, it is good to have had prior experience of Osho active meditation and also of sitting silently doing nothing. It is imperative to practice an Osho active meditation, preferably Osho dynamic, every day during your experiment in seclusion and silence. It is helpful to practice breath awareness for 21 days in total seclusion and silence. Then much will happen. During the 21-day experiment, practice dynamic meditation once a day and constant awareness of breathing for 24 hours a day. Do not read, do not write, do not think, because all these acts are of a mental body. They are not concerned with the etheric body. You can go for a walk. This helps because walking is part of the etheric body. All manual actions are concerned with the prana, sharira, the etheric body. The physical body does these things, but it is for the etheric body. Everything concerned with the etheric body should be done, and everything concerned with any other body must not be done. You can also have a bath once or twice a day. It is concerned with the etheric body. When you go for a walk, just walk. Do not do anything else. And while walking, keep your eyes half closed. I cannot see anything other than the path. And the path itself is so monotonous that it will not give you something new to think about. You must remain in a monotonous world, just in one room, seeing the same floor. It must be so monotonous that you cannot think about it. Thinking needs stimuli. Thinking needs new sensations. If your sensory system is constantly bored, there will be nothing outside of you to think about. As you continue to watch your breath, the breath will become more and more subtle. But awareness too will become more subtle because you will be continuing to watch this subtle breath. And when there is no breath, you will be aware of this, no breathness. You will be aware of this harmony. Then awareness will penetrate even more deeply. The more subtle the breath is, the more aware you will have to become so that you can be aware of it. Go on being aware, and if you feel that there is no breath, then be aware of your no breath. Do not try to breathe, just be aware of no breathness. This will be a bliss. If you go on watching your breath and being indifferent to everything that is happening, then the third week will be a week of complete nothingness. It will be as if something has died, as if everything has gone into non-existence, and only nothingness remains. Do not stop the experiment before 21 days are over.